Good evening. It is Thursday, May 6th, and it's the fourth night of our Tailored Trips to Transform week. Uh, Happy to have you here. Yesterday was National Travel Advisor Day as well as Cinco de Mayo, and we debunked 10 myths plus one bonus myth yesterday in our talk. On Monday, we talked about how travel restores and why it's healing after sort of the collective trauma we've been through. And then on Tuesday, I talked about how travel will be different post COVID. So we've had a great lineup so far. Tonight, I'm going to talk about the perks and privileges of working with me and specifically how not to leave money on the table. Nobody likes to leave money on the table. I don't care how affluent you are. My clients aren't cheap, but they are frugal. Nobody likes to waste money. So that's also one of the themes we're going to talk about tonight. In fact, if you're not working with me, you're leaving money on the table. And I'm going to explain a little bit about how and why that is tonight. So I'm glad you're here. If you're watching later, that's totally fine. Before I completely dive in, I need to give a shout out to the beautiful designer here who did these beautiful flowers for me. Ursula of DC Flowers. You should definitely check her out on Instagram. Her pictures are stunning. And her arrangements in person are even more stunning. So I just wanted to say thank you to her for those. Yeah, go check her out. She's awesome. Okay, so you can't VIP yourself. I can do that for you. And so if you should never not use me to book a hotel. Virtuoso has the best of the best. That's also the title of one of their publications, but they literally do have the best hotels in their consortium. And I can help extend your dollar. That's what I do. So as a virtuoso advisor, I can maximize the value of your trip through my relationships, first and foremost, through my insight and knowledge as well, through my creativity, my connections, and also my advocacy. You may not be aware, but I'm also a lawyer. I'm a lawyer as of this month for 25 years, so I'm a pretty good advocate. It also means I'm very attentive to details because I get off reading footnotes. And that's two good qualities to have in a travel advisor. I'm also a certified yoga therapist, which is why I sort of specialize in wellness, because I understand the power of travel to sort of step outside of our lives to improve our wellness and to up-level the rest of our life when we get home. So, so Virtuoso, you may not know what it is, but it's a consortium of hotels and travel advisors. They have over 22,000 travel advisors. We're not extinct. And as well as different tour operators and resorts and hotels. So it's a large consortia. And through them, I'm able to secure for my clients, on average, an extra $500 per stay at a hotel. And for example, I can get breakfast for free, for two people for free every single day. I can get you free Wi-Fi. These are things that normally, if you're just booking online or booking for yourself, are usually charged to your room. I can get you an early check-in time if you are flying in from, from the United States into Europe and you want to get into your room sooner rather than at 3 or 4 or 5 o'clock. I can get you in for no extra fee. I can often get a late checkout as well. There's also, I also usually can get a spa credit anywhere from $100 to $150, sometimes more, depending on the destination. I had a client who went to Paris and stayed at the Bristol. She didn't have time for a massage, so she thought she wasn't going to be able to use it. But she ended up buying a beautiful, beautiful aromatherapy oil and used it for like 6 or 7 or 8 months after she got back from her wonderful trip. She was busy celebrating a 50th birthday for the weekend, so didn't want to take time to actually go get a treatment, but she still used the credit to buy something beautiful that she then, helped evoke the memory of that trip for months and months after. So that's the way that I add value. And again, if you're not using me, you don't get any of those things, and you're leaving on average $500 on the table. So if you leave with any one tidbit tonight, I would like you to remember that. I'm going to go through 9 other perks and privileges of working with me. Yes, you did. Hi, Mercedes. I'm going to go through 9 advantages of working with me. Mercedes was my client who went to Paris. Yeah, and she still loves it. Great. I'm so glad. She said that she did use that oil for months after to book the trip, and she still loves it. So glad that you're here. It's nice to see you. All right, so the other thing actually that you may not know is that I have access to special rates. So not only can I add in additional things, I can usually, oftentimes, not just match an online rate, I can often beat it. I'm also a member of Hyatt Privé, so any of the Hyatt hotels, and also the Bellini Club for Belmont. And I guarantee you the rates that I can secure for my clients are better than what you can find online. So I can save you money on the actual rate, and then I can throw in all these bonuses. So again, that's one of the perks of working with me. You actually save money in the long run. Okay, so let's start with the 9. Number 1 is luxury access. So again, the hotels that are part of Virtuoso are very luxurious. And so with my personal contacts, I can pick up the phone and call the general manager or the concierge on site and just make sure that you're lavished with tons of attention. I have another client that was in Miami at the one hotel, and he was treated like a VIP. His favorite whiskey was waiting for him in the room. I actually snooped around. I didn't ask him what his favorite whiskey was. I asked a mutual friend, was able to set that up, and that was there waiting for him when he arrived. So he really felt like a VIP. You can't VIP yourself. Only somebody else can VIP you, and that's one of the things I love doing for my clients. So you get things like personalized welcome gifts like that, amenities at the spa and the room upgrades and the spa stuff that I've already talked about. So that's number 1. It's just being treated luxuriously and like a VIP, and I give you access to that. Number 2 is exclusive opportunities. I actually am going to be talking about this more tomorrow. The subject of the talk are experiences you can't plan even if you want to. But I do want to just mention it tonight because it's definitely one of the perks of working with me. So, for example, I can get you into the Sistine Chapel after hours. I can get you into Angkor Wat without having to stand on a long line to get in. I can set you up with a 3rd-generation naturalist if you want to go see the Galapagos Islands and really have a deep and meaningful experience there with somebody who really, really knows their stuff. It's literally in their blood. That's just a few examples. I'm going to be giving more specific ones tomorrow. There's actually, I guess it was on Monday, I was attending a webinar online, and I got access to a spreadsheet that literally had over 2,700 different experiences that just are not available to the general public. It's more than 2,700. It's like 2,743, and they all look amazing, and they're very specific. And again, we'll talk about that more tomorrow. It can also just include something as simple as a hard-to-get dinner reservation, or a seat at a reservation at a chef's table. It can be unique visits with scholarly guides. So again, these kinds of opportunities are not things that you can Google and plan for yourself. So that's number 2, exclusive opportunities. Number 3 is my powerful expertise. Computer searches and algorithms will give you the most popular result, not the result that's the most suited to you, not particularly suited for you. They're just coughing up, given an algorithm, what's the most popular for whatever you happen to put in the search bar. I'm not just a specialist in travel, I become a specialist in you. So I see my role to some extent as a matchmaker. Some people like their itineraries completely scheduled up and planned down to the minute of what they're going to do. Other people want complete spontaneity and wake up and decide that morning what they're doing. Some people are somewhere in between on that spectrum. And, depending on where you are, I might pick one tour operator over another because they specialize in placing you in a place where the spontaneity will not be inhibited by what's going on with COVID, for example. I might suggest a different place. So I harness my relationships and the extensive knowledge that I have about the travel industry, about what's possible, just to make sure that you have a top-notch travel adventure. And for me, that's all the fun is delighting my clients with things like that. I also research myself by going on trips. I'm going to be going to Africa later this month and exploring Morocco to see what's there and what's possible and what it's like on the ground. I'll be exploring specifically wellness opportunities in Morocco. I have someone who's a yoga teacher who's interested in doing a retreat in Morocco, so we'll be investigating that on the ground. I will say this is not the time to travel without the help of a travel advisor or the time to DIY your travel. So you really want to call on somebody with powerful expertise like I do, especially with things changing as they have been, it seems weekly, if not daily. So that's perk number 3. Perk number 4 are tailored trips. As I said, I become a specialist in you. And the trip is tailored exactly to not just your pace, whether you want things scheduled up or not, but the kinds of experiences that you want and how you want to experience them. I really get to know my clients intimately so that I can even conjure experiences that they haven't even thought of. That to me is super, super gratifying when I'm able to do that. Craft experiences that and travel dreams that they haven't even like formulated or thought of themselves. It'll be tailored to your, like I said, your pace, your style, and your interests. That's what I do. And the ultimate goal is to tailor it so that you come back feeling transformed. Number 5. So far we've done luxury access, exclusive opportunities, powerful expertise, and tailored trips. There won't be a test at the end, don't worry. But number 5 is humane interaction. We like to say that we are more human and more humane than our computer counterparts. Online booking has always been popular since the internet started, but what you may not know is that there's really only 2 companies, even though there's 6 brands, only each of them own 3. So it's sort of a monopoly, not exactly a monopoly, a duopoly. But if you thought the customer service was bad before, it's going to get even worse going forward. So to have a human being and having that kind of personal support from the beginning, during, and after your trip is invaluable and ensures that you're treated well. That being on the hold for a long time is not very relaxing, and we want to make sure that you have a calm and carefree trip. Number 6, responsive support. This is related, obviously, to the humane interaction. And you don't just have me on your side and my staff. You also have a tour operator, usually on the ground, so that if if it's the middle of the night where I am here in Washington, D.C., you're not out of luck. There's 9 times out of 10, a tour operator who's on the ground in the same time zone that provides an extra layer of security if anything can go wrong. And as we know, when you encounter the unexpected, like a pandemic, it's very helpful to have an experienced professional on the ground. And I work with people to make sure that my clients are taken care of on the ground so that they can bask in a calm and carefree holiday. So that's number 6. Number 7 is peace of mind. The shrewd traveler values competence. And as I indicated before, I'm very attentive to details because of my background in law. I want to make sure that your hard-earned dollars get the best value possible. That's why I'm a member of Virtuoso through my network, Gifted Travel Network. It's one of the big bonuses that I get that I love to pass on to my clients. And I want to make sure that every aspect of your trip is planned as far out as you wish and as you're comfortable with. And again, that could be private tables at the hottest restaurants. It could be spa appointments, your tennis lessons, a golf tee time, whatever it is, it's all planned and set up for you ahead of time. And then everything is available to you and accessible in an app on your phone that updates in real time. So if, for example, your flight is delayed or canceled, it'll update in the app. But I also provide you with a written copy of your itinerary just in case you happen to be someplace or in some circumstance where you can't access the internet. So you always have that backup and that complete peace of mind should there be something unexpected that happens, whether that's, again, a flight cancellation, a border closure, or any unexpected changes to your trip and itinerary. I'll have you covered, and that's more important now than ever. I think everybody's much more aware of that. Number 8 is guaranteed delight. And I do this in a couple of ways, not just getting to know you very well so that I can craft experiences that maybe you haven't dreamed of, but half the fun of a trip is anticipating it ahead of time. And I have resources of curated multimedia material that will help kindle the fire of that anticipation as the weeks go leading into your trip. So that could be anything from interesting historical tidbit. It could be something about an artistic treasure. It may be a podcast. It may be a video. It may be a book or an article. It could be a culinary treat or an article about the wine in the area. I just make sure that you have a sense of place and you can experience it fully, and continue to look forward to it. You don't just book it and then I forget about you until you go on your trip 6 months later or a year later. We're going to be in touch, and I'm going to make sure that you have everything you need to sort of keep it top of mind so that you can look forward to it. Because again, actually, psychology has studied that it's the looking forward to the trip that's literally half the fun of it. I also, while you're there, I have access to really the top best interactive electronic guides. So if you want, you can download those and have access to those as well. That's all part of my service. And number 9, this is the last one, is timely counsel. So you don't want to land in the middle of a huge conference or like a G7 or G20 meeting where there's security all around, you can't get anywhere in town, or that there's construction going on at the hotel or the resort or in the city where you're staying. That's part of what you pay me for, is to make sure that I have my ear on the ground and that you don't land in the middle of something that's really going to be inconvenient to you during your trip. I keep you informed about the latest border closings, what the restrictions are, what the closings are, what you need to get back into the United States, all of the particulars. One of the downsides, I think, of working on the internet is that it can be the information can be conflicting, outdated, and not just overwhelming. It's overwhelming too, but it often can be confusing to sort through that. But it also can be conflicting information and just simply out of date. I have access and the ability to pick up the phone and find out what we need to know for you to arrive safely and return with ease. So you'll get good guidance, outstanding guidance before, during, and after your trip to ensure a safe and smooth trip with ease. So those are my 8. Yeah, that was really fun. I just had 2 clients that went to Palm Beach this 2 weekends ago, last weekend in April. And they were one of them had some special dietary needs, one of the guests, and we were able to take care of all of that. Everybody in the food and beverage department was aware. And she felt so restored and so taken care of that she felt strong enough to take a yoga class on the beach. And that was the kind of thing that just thrills me. And that's exactly kind of the reason why I do what I do, is to help people feel well enough and strong enough to do the things that they really want to do. And a lot of that was because of what I was able to arrange with the hotel. And she'd gone on lavish holidays in other places in other parts of the world, and I don't think she's ever felt that kind of attention. So that was very, very gratifying. Kind of to sum all this up, I want to share with you a video that in 90 seconds outlines all the perks and privileges of working with me. I'm going to take these down so we can just run the video so you can see it. This is on our homepage. And
if you Google Paris hotels, you get over 1 billion results. We love finding the one hotel best for your needs and desires. We tailor each trip to not just fit, but exceed your dreams. And we've got a flair for uncovering hidden gems. Plus, we throw in extras, and who doesn't love extras? We'll ensure that you're treated like a star every step of the way, and you'll get white glove service everywhere you go. We craft unparalleled holidays where airplane mode is not just a setting on your phone, but a mindset, and that's true VIP treatment. We reserve private tours so you don't have to wait, secure tables at the hottest restaurants, and that's because we get dibs on extraordinary experiences before the public. Stress isn't good for your well-being, and neither is sitting on hold for hours, so we're attentive to every detail before, during, and after your getaway. We believe in the transformational power of travel and love to design unique, life-changing experiences that will refresh, restore, and reinvigorate you so that you are inspired to create a life that you don't crave an escape from. Live the Dolce Vitae every day. When you don't need a vacation after your vacation, you know you've traveled well.
Okay, so I realized I just said in 90 seconds what I just took 20 minutes to kind of go through. I went a little bit more in depth than that video did, but that pretty much sums it up. Before we go tonight, I just wanted to share with you and bring to your attention 3 things on the website that are all relatively new. Up here, there's your plan your trip. You can just click on that and hang on. It's a little, yeah, click on that and you can start the process of planning your escape. And all you need to do is answer a few questions and we'll get you on my schedule and we'll start the process of planning your next getaway. Now, you may not know where you need to go or where you want to go, in which case I would suggest that you take our quiz, which is on the bottom of every page. That'll help you figure out where you should travel first based on your travel personality. This is super fun to do. Some unexpected questions that you may not think are related to travel, but they actually kind of are. And then you'll land on one of 6 pages. And on those pages, you'll have 5 different travel experiences that I recommend for that travel personality type. Just to give you an example, if you're an adventurer, one of the things that I recommend is a place out west where you can learn how to take amazing photographs of the stars. So because your adventurers dream of the stars. So there's just like one. I had so much fun putting this together. Each one has 5. There's some bonuses as well, music playlists that I recommend. So have fun and take the quiz. It's only 10 questions, but a lot of fun to go through. And then the last thing I do want to mention to you as well is a really, really awesome event that we've got coming up on the weekend after Mother's Day. So it makes a very, very excellent Mother's Day gift. This is a virtual event that we're doing, going to South Africa. I met with the guide today and with Chef Monica. The first 45 minutes, we're going to learn to make a dish called chakalaka. If you don't know what that is, you just have to sign up and find out. And all the details are here. You just click on the banner at the top of the page. It's at 4 o'clock on May 16th. And we're going to learn how to make the dish. That'll take the first 45 minutes. And then there'll be some time for questions. If you have any questions of the personal chef, we're going to cook it ahead of time or with her. So ahead of time, you'll get the equipment list as well as the recipe list. And then we're going to do a tour around South Africa. We're even going to step into Zimbabwe and check out Victoria Falls, but going to learn really about Cape Town's extraordinary setting. It's got a lot of natural wonders around there. I don't know if you saw the octopus that won the Academy Award for Best Foreign Film, but that was filmed off the coast of South Africa. You've got the penguins there, whales, and also a great art scene, a great restaurant, culinary community. There's just a lot there, and great diversity because of the history of the country. It has 11 languages. You may not know that, but it has the most official languages than anybody in the world. And we've got some great testimonials from our prior events as well. So you just can come through here, register here. We'd love to see you. And I just wanted to bring that to your attention before we signed off for tonight. Does anybody have any questions before we sign off? If you have questions, if you're watching this later and you have questions later, feel free to comment and I will circle back around and try to answer your question. You can feel free to tag me or direct message me on Facebook, or if you're watching this on YouTube, you can certainly comment there as well. Okay, I don't see any questions, so I want to thank everybody for tuning in tonight. Please do not miss tomorrow night. I'm going to share some amazing experiences that are possible through Travel Advisor and through Premier Wellness Travel, and you're not going to want to miss it because you might get some ideas for your next trip if your travel personality quiz wasn't enough of inspiration and motivation. We'll see you tomorrow night. Thanks all.